Hey guys, welcome back. It is Lucid. We're jumping back into our game with Middle-Aged Olm. It's turn 49. And if you recall, we have gotten ourselves into a conflict with Rlyehn. And, yeah, let's see how it goes. We've taken the throne from him, but he is not going to let us have it easily anyway. Greetings, brave men of Olm. Our historical records show a Nap 3. We wish you well in your war with Rlyehn. We were concerned with the large troop concentration at our borders. Let's see if he actually moved his troops off after I told him that. A dire portent. This isn't good. Rlyehn puts up Well of Misery. A report from Hawk Woods. Part of our army has been lured into the forest and will never be seen again. 30 units went into the forest, and of those, 16 were never seen again. And I think you do like an MR check and a morale check on an army for this. This is... You can only cast it on forests... I forget what spell it is. I think it's Beckoning. Can only target forests. Can lure up to 50 men away. Those who are strong of mind or duty, so yeah, it's a morale and MR check. So anyway, that's a little annoying. I don't know if it can target commanders. I'm guessing it can't. Okay, so there were a bunch of mind hunts. This is the mind hunt, so one of our guys was killed here. He also cast it here, but as you can see, we had an Astral Mage in this province. Okay, so they cast it here a few times, and they killed one of my dudes, because this guy is only Astral 2. Therefore, it will not always block it. So, they killed a Black Acolyte, but we made two of his guys go become feeble-minded. So, that isn't bad. Record of Creation, we don't find anything, that's unfortunate. And again, infiltration. I think we'll do score graphs. We haven't looked at this in a little while, so I think we'll go ahead and do that. I know we got it on most everyone last time. I don't know if we have Bandar logged recently, but we'll look. We have an assassination attempt. So this is the first assassination attempt I think they're getting on us. This guy does not have... The hell? Okay, so he has a Vara. I think these might be only for Rlyehn. This is not a normal thing. But anyway, that's a pretty damn good spell. I actually need to check. Let me check. Yeah, it is a nation-specific item, but it actually comes from Bandar Log, so he probably traded for it, I'm guessing, or he might have done something different. I'm not sure. But anyway. When I saw the lightning bolt there, I assumed it was my guy. But so we lose this. But that's only one assassination, so that's okay, I guess. Uh-oh. Okay, so we have a bunch of guys coming in. This is my army, I think, with a fair amount of PD. Now, these guys each have a single magic gem, and that means, true to form, he wants to mind hunt these guys. And he is going to do it with Magic Duel. So let's see what happens. The guy they're trying to mind hunt, there's no use watching him. It's this guy, I think. Yeah. So let's see if they get him. Okay, you see these little purple things here? That means it missed. It's 100 precision, but it can still miss. So it missed by 1, and all 3 of them missed. So I got really lucky. That is not normal. So now that they missed, let's see what happens. Okay, this guy casts Doom. So he's doomed my army. That's a bit annoying. Which means we all have Curse now. It's not a bad way to soften them up. There's a chance upon retreating they can die too, so it makes cheese tactics like this slightly less good. Okay, and we see a battle here. This is Witchgrove. This, I believe, is a throne province. So Rlyehn is moving in. We have on this side a Netter of the Kings, which is a pretty cool chassis. On this side, we have a little Rlyehn Communion with Meteorite Guard, which are actually really solid troops. And we have a Vastness, which has the heroic trait Iron Will, which is pretty damn good to have on a Vastness. And it's Astral 4. I thought they were Astral 3, but maybe... He either empowered or they're Astral 4, I don't recall. But it's Sacred, so it gets Recuperation, which is nice, and other things. Has a bajillion Mind Blast attacks. And an armor-negating melee attack. And what spell is he putting up? He's got Light of the Northern Star. He does Will of Fates, which is going to be a bit annoying. And I have to deal with that later. And that appears to be Mass Protection, too. Yeah, so these guys are really strong. Magic Weapons, too, which is really nice. In some ways, these are superior to my troops. They're just much harder for him to mass. The Magic Weapon is really nice, and Slave is really nice for reducing upkeep. Their morale is not excellent, so that is a kind of play I can make against them if I have a way of getting their morale. Now, unfortunately for this Indie Throne Province, the Enslave is targeting these low MR animals with high HP, and then they're zapping all their own dudes. At some point, they're going to come back here and target the Nether King, but he has high enough MR. I don't know. He's actually pretty close, probably, to the AI choosing to target it. It does like things a little closer, but as all this dies, all the Enslaved Mind is probably going to shift to the back. And now you can see the Enslaved Minds going on him. Yeah, Enslaved Mind. Now, they honestly should have gotten him. They cast it so many times, he doesn't have that high of magic resistance. Okay, so that was really unfortunate for Rlyehn. It should have worked, but it did not. So that was that battle. Unfortunately, this also means he now has a throne, another throne. So if we look at it, the situation is getting rather dire. He's now got 5 thrones, but he's only claimed 3. I don't believe he's claimed... Oh, okay. Well, no, he doesn't have this one anymore. We're not going to go through it again. We went through all the thrones last episode. He also put up Well of Misery... Or no, Maelstrom. I'm sorry. Which is going to mean... That was that dire portent here. Does it say Maelstrom somewhere? I think I saw Necromancer, and I thought Well of Misery. The sea would open her jaw and suck down all the riches of the world. Okay, so that's Maelstrom. But this is going to mean, basically it's going to give you a little bit of every gem. Mostly it's going to give you water with a fair amount of astral. So this is kind of one of the better spells for Rlyehn to put up. They get a huge amount of water income, which they can turn into water bottle assassins, as well as other things. And they get Astral to prepare for some of their later game shenanigans, which are horrible to fight against. There's no other way to say it. We have some bad events, unfortunately, but then one good event. We got a Flask of Holy Water, which we can definitely use, and then gold, which is nice. So, anyway, that is that for all the events of this turn. Did we catch any sneaking units? Okay, we caught a scout. Killed the scout, okay. So, that is basically it. Now, this army here we notice is getting bigger. I'm worried they're going to patrol the turn after, so I'm going to sneak this guy off and kind of come back. I don't want to just sit here, because especially if he keeps a large army here and he patrols, I'm going to be in trouble. Yeah, that's basically it. The things we're going to kind of talk about as we go through and get ready are, what am I doing to prepare for this attack here? We're going to talk a little bit about what my Pretender God is doing. So, if you recall last turn, we made a fever fetish. We put it on this guy, and it is now going to give me fire gems. The disease doesn't really bother undead, so that's why I put it on him. Our god is going to do streams from Hades, and that requires me getting up to Water 4, which you can see I can do with this Robe of the Magi, Staff of Elemental Mastery, and a Water Bracelet. And all these things like that I'm doing here to get up in water and things like that were things I thought about when I made this Pretender. I can basically get up and cast any spell I need to. The problems with it are because my Pretender comes online later, like each turn of his is super important for climbing into different magic paths. And climbing into other magic paths this late in the game is it's not nearly as good as climbing into it earlier. So there is an argument for going dormant. But it's not quite as good as Scales, but I don't know if yeah, I don't know. It would really come at the cost of... I'm not sure. We're not going to get into how I would build it, but different in the future. I'm pretty happy with this. The only thing is maybe I would figure out a way to make it go dormant, so I could have some things coming online earlier. But anyway, we're doing Streams of Hades. We're continuing to spam out Undead. Here... okay, wait, where are we teleporting to? Plane of Insanity. Okay, so... I want to get an Astral 3 Mage here, but I don't... Basically, we're going to have to do Shade Mail on them. So right now, I made Shade Mail with my god last turn, if you recall, from the other episode. So we put the Shade Mail on this guy, and he's going to hide here. Now, while he's hidden... nothing is going to be able to come and magic duel him. Like you can see, they had that failed attempt before. So what we're going to do, he's going to hide, and that will therefore dodge the magic duel. Meanwhile, this other dude who's higher in Astral is going to teleport in. But he's not going to teleport in here because he could potentially he would get hit by the magic duel. So he's going to teleport in here, and then the next turn, this guy's going to move out, and this guy's going to move in. With the Shade Mail Hauberk. It'll be fancy, but that should keep me from getting magic dueled. I mean, yeah, both from getting magic dueled and mind hunted. The Shade Mail Hauberk on Astral Mages is kind of the only way to... If you're facing just oppressive levels of mind hunt spam, it's the only way to kind of move around. Especially in combination with Assassins, it can get to the point where you just can't really move armies. Now... I would like to go and attack here, but I know there's going to be bottled water assassins, so I'm not going to. And so long as I'm patrolling, he can't easily come on land. So, I don't know. My real goal is to... If I could hold this fort so that he... If I can convince Rlyehn he can't take this easily, and the war doesn't go well, maybe he'll just leave me alone with this throne. That's ideally what I want. I don't... He's the hardest person I could fight. It's really bad for me to fight him, but I'm going to lose the game if I don't. So, anyway, that's how it is. We've got to do our part. And the other thing is, I'm going to be far harder for him to kill than other players. And if he goes after Bandarlog, which Rlyehn probably did not want me to take this. Ideally for Rlyehn, he would probably just go kill Bandarlog before anybody could do anything. Yeah, I think that's probably what he would want to do. So, I don't want him to do that. I'm going to do everything I can to stop it, even at the cost of getting into a war I'm not particularly excited about. You can see we now have a fair number of people with bows of war. We're here in the middle. I kind of want people to be, archers to be in range. And, yeah, I think that's about it. What else? I think... Oh, we need to talk about the Phalegra deal. So, Bandarlog messaged me in Discord and said that he's not very happy about me taking Phalegra. I'm going to be too big. And I told him, look, man, you didn't have an army to take it. Phalegra's gone AI. I'm a neighbor of him. I don't want him coming over and mucking with me, which he certainly can do. So I was just going to take it. But, it would make me a little bit too big if I took it. So I said, either I can move my army off and you can siege it down. but you're going to need X number of troops. And Bandar is also worried about protecting his thrones, because Rlyehn owns this, and he can jump through a lab up here and attack. And same thing here. So I said, you know, if you can spare enough troops to take it, you can take it. Otherwise, I can kill the Phlegrain armies. I can break the fort, get out, because he has presumably a couple hundred dudes inside. I can break the fort, kill whoever's inside, and then you can take it from me, but you have to pay me for that service, because I'm going to suck up this army for a good long while, and I'm not sure I want to. So, yeah. He agreed to that, and said he will pay me $2,000, pending that I actually take Phlegra, and if I take it and leave it unarmed, and he takes it back, then he'll pay me $2,000. That's basically how it works. If, I lose a battle here, if Rlyehn attacks me, and then I have to move this army down here before I can take Phlegra, then obviously the deal falls through. So that is the deal. I'm going to take this and then shed it. Now, if I didn't have to worry about diplomatic backlash, I would rather have the gem income, and this will eventually be like 500 or 600 gold a turn for me. I would obviously rather than have that than 2,000 gold. But that's what it is. So yeah, we'll deal with that however we can. And it's seeming pretty clear that Rlyehn also wants to make a play over here, since he did mind hunt this a lot. So I have to be worried. I don't have enough. My dominion's just barely spreading over this way. I didn't take this from Uruk, but a few turns ago. Not really, but it wasn't that long. I haven't really. Thing is, when you're Ulm and you move in, you want to spam out some of your commanders so that you can get more resource points, so you can really generate production. I don't have enough production capacity on this side of the map to refill these armies very much. I have started, you can see, recruiting here, but that's about it. So I think that's it for this turn. Let's go into turn 50. You can see we're at turn 47 or 57 in the real game, so we're catching up to where I am. Okay, we finished Blood Magic. I think this is Blood 7, and now we're running out Thaumaturgy. We should talk... Actually, let's talk real quick about our goals. So this gives us really only one thing we care about right now, which is Curse of Blood. There's some things that may become useful later, and I have to think about when and how I use them, but Blood Rain, once I'm in Blood, will be good with his low morale slaves. They potentially could all run, and then if he can't use his Meteorite Guard, then he's going to be stuck with Lobo Guard, and Lobo Guard are kind of worse by a lot. So, something to think about for later, but really the real reason I got this was Curse of Blood, so I can really get into Blood. I'm never going to be a Blood power at all. If I got my God Dormant, it would have opened up a lot more possibilities, but my timings getting into Blood are going to be really late. But we're going to start. The more I think about it, the more I think a Dormant Pretender would have been better. But it would have come at a cost, and I have to think through if it's worth paying that cost, or what I would give up. Because I would probably give up some magic diversity on my god. You could give up... Unholy Weapons hasn't done much for me yet, but I haven't fought any of the Blessed Nations yet. I fought Uruk, who went primarily Scales, and I fought Scalaria, which went primarily Scales, and now I'm fighting Rlyehn, who doesn't really have Sacreds. So, we'll see, but Abyssia and Jotunheim, it would be really good against. Okay, well, let's go through the events. We can see we got attacked by a Lich. Record of Creation, we found a hidden monastery. This lets us get a priest and decreases unrest, so probably a good location to blood hunt here. Okay, we have a battle here where Rlyehn is teleporting on top of us, and it is the meme teleporting Demi-Lich that is probably going to bone grinding me, judging by his paths and gems. On my side, we have a fair number of dudes. On his side... He did Body Ethereal. The reason you do Ethereal is because Bone Grinding will dodge Etherealness a lot. So he's doing that so he doesn't cripple himself, most likely. Soul Vortex, this is probably a wasted script. I guess he's thinking with invulnerability, if people run in to hit him, after bone grinding, he may survive. Power of the Spheres. Bone grinding, you need to be at least death 6, so he didn't need to cast this. He could have done it. It would have just taken more death gems. I'm guessing he wanted to cast it twice, but now here comes bone grinding. Fortunately, all my arrows are missing. Okay, there it went. And then we kill him right away. So he probably could have gotten 2 off if he cast them back to back, which would have been a lot worse, because I think I'd hit a lot of my guys that didn't kill. Yeah, here's the limp from bone grinding. So if we look at it, he killed 2 black acolytes, wah, and then 14 dudes. Not really worth it for all the gems he spent and the god turn and whatever. I even got a bow of war back. He afflicted some of my dudes too, which is unfortunate. But, you know, I guess his plan was to, because he cast Doom on me the turn before, so I guess he got this army a bit afflicted. We have an assassination attempt. I think this is... Let's see where this is. I think this is in the Throne Province. Oops. Oh no, it was here. Okay, well, we're patrolling. So... Oh, I don't have my moves loaded up. Let me pull them up, actually. Okay, so I got my move orders pulled up here. And yeah, so we're doing the shuffle. I'm getting this guy out. He's just moving out. And then I'm leaving the hat on him now because he's going to be whoever's in this province to prevent mind hunts. And anyway, I've got this guy moving in with the Shade Mail. But I took the Shade Mail off of him. So Shade Mail went onto this guy. He's coming in hidden. I don't know if he's going to keep spamming Mind Hunt at me. He cast another one there. We didn't go through all of the battles yet. We did the assassination attempt, a battle in Titan's Seat. Okay, so his vastness is attacking me. Now, personal luck, astral shield. That's kind of the standard thing. Resist magic. Stellar Cascade, Soul Slay. Okay, we seem to be hitting him. These Ichthyids hit kind of hard. Okay, you can see this is going embarrassingly poorly for the vastness. He's got 11 HP left. Okay, rip. So you can see that our 10 PD did an excellent job holding, plus a few Ichthyids. Did an excellent job almost killing the vastness, so that's really comical. I think he named that Doom or something too, something funny. Okay, here come more magic duelers. Thinking they're so cool. They were gonna magic duel, but they didn't. Now, if I knew he was gonna do that, I probably should have positioned my guys farther forward so the arrows might have hit. Anyway, we dodged that, so that's fine. We didn't kill anything, it wasn't really bad for him. Unless one of the guys died retreating, which I guess is possible. Okay, no, it's not one of the ones. A tribe of troglodytes attacked, that's unfortunate. We found a lifelong protection. Very, very good when we're worried about assassins coming and attacking us, so this we're gonna put to use. In gold, we get 2,000 gold. Very nice. Worldwide event. Constant darkness units affected by disease. What kind of shit is this? This is really good for Rlyehn, because my guys don't have dark vision, and his do. So, we've had some really bad worldwide events for everybody, but I guess especially for me now. Well, and Bandarlog. Bandarlog probably got the worst, because he got a meteor to hit him, and his units are also don't have dark vision. Okay, troglodytes attack. Damn it. Troglodytes are kind of bad indies to attack you. They kind of stomp over PD a lot of times. Yeah, these guys are just brilliant. Okay. Killed one troglodyte. That's annoying. We see a battle between Bandar and some Indies, and that is about it. Other news, we got a hero. We got this guy, the... I don't know his name. Rlyehn, the locksmith? Anyway. He's Astral 3, so that's pretty damn useful. And he's got the Earth Astral Crosspath, so he can make golems without anything else. So we'll be using him for that, but first we're going to make the Dimensional Rod. It's not something I'm going to use, but with people trying to climb up to Wish and other things like that, I just want to deny it from everyone else. So that hopefully kind of Wish farming doesn't come out any faster than it needs to, or Arcane Nexus. So that's what he's doing. My god, meanwhile... where are you? Okay, we're making another Shade Mail. Now, why do I need two? Well, then I can have two people running around catching Mind Hunts. That's the plan, anyway. After that, I've got some goals. If we look at my research targets, we're running up Thaumaturgy. There's a few things that I want in Thaumaturgy. One is I want Galegate, because I can cast it. Having the Air Elemental Queens running around will be really nice. The other thing I want in Thaumaturgy, of course, is Call the Worm That Walks, which I can now spam out of my really good Thaumaturgy location. And I can do Galegate for almost nothing. So I can put it up for like 40 air gems or something crazy like that. It'll pay for itself in 2 turns. So I'll be doing that. Now, yeah. So we're going to try to kill these. I've got this guy who's going to break siege and these guys who are going to break siege, and they're going to make Earth Elementals, and I'm hoping the Earth Elementals will trample the Troglodytes. Yeah. Should work, because these guys are size 6, so then the Troglodytes will just have to hit them, and I think Earth Elementals are better than Troglodytes. But it's a little risky. I'm putting this helmet on him. We are also we broke the fort in Falegra, so we're going to storm through that. And then after that, that'll be good. I can go bring this army down. I'm expecting this Falegran army will come up and attack me. But after that, it'll be good, just mostly for freeing up this army so it can come down. We can also see that Rlyehn is planning something here, and it's going to attack. Now, at this time, I went and tested whether I can sick my golem on him. This golem I really, really, really wanted to teleport on top of this army. The problem, there's 2 problems. One is these are Lobo Guards, so they're not going to run. The second problem is the charcoal shield, which I have, does not work underwater. Because of that, if I put them underwater, I'm not going to kill enough of them in time, and the battle will time out, and then my golem will disappear. And I can't find an easy way around that. I don't have... We're making another stream of Hades with this lady. So this is the Coke Theod, or however you say it. Water 3, Death 3. She's 4 because she has a bracelet on. But it's a pretty cool little mage. We're going to be getting more, but eventually she'll make Boots of Quickness. If I had Boots of Quickness, I probably would attack. But I don't, so I can't. The other risk is they can Frozen Heart me, and like right now I have Cold Weakness. So I could swap it out potentially, put this on them, then I won't have Cold Weakness. And that might be okay. But then if their mages are on advance and cast spells, they could also control me. There's a bunch of ways it can go wrong. And yeah. So what we're going to do instead is we're cranking PD up here. We've got 50. Here we've got 30. I'm probably going to crank this up later when I think there's an attack. But I'm pretty sure there's going to be an attack here. So everybody's patrolling. We're going to do Flaming Arrows, Army of Lead. And I can't really move troops around because he has assassins everywhere, presumably. But we're going to try to go ahead and get these guys down to reinforce, so we're moving these guys in. I'm going to have a Astral Mage meet up with them here, so I can't get Mind Hunted. But, yeah. I need to reinforce this. I don't It's going to be hard, though. The other thing, and I think I've started doing it, is we're making handful of acorns and rings of warning. And I have a budget way to protect from these assassins, but it's not terribly reliable. And that is, if I have 10 bodyguards with a ring of warning, I don't think I've made any yet, have I? Whoops. Yeah, if I have basically a ring of warning, a bow of war, and then a handful of acorns, I can sometimes kill their water bottle assassins. But comes with like a caveat, because if I do that, I'm very vulnerable to mind hunt. So I have to like do that while I have an astral mage in the group, but then the astral mage can get mind dueled or magic dueled. There's like 100 ways it can go wrong, but it's something. So I'm doing it so that, well, I mean, to have some kind of defense. The problem is I can't have astral mages everywhere. I don't have enough I can trade with magic duel. You know, I probably should start getting the sages. They're pretty cheap. It would solve a lot of my problems having more of them around. But they're kind of bad in combat. Yeah, I don't know. And just the sage alone is not great mind hunt protection. He's got recuperation on his bless, so he heals the mind hunt feeble-mindedness after some time. God, I hate fighting Rlyehn. It's really annoying. It's a completely asymmetrical war. I can't attack him here. He can attack me. I could attack him here, but he's presumably got assassins everywhere. I can't move troops to reinforce. He can move troops and concentrate force on one place at a time. Yeah, it's going to be annoying. But I have a plan. My plan is try to keep assassins out of my lands using the acorn and ring of warning and bow of war trick. Have a couple guys, or 3 guys maybe, with shade mail hauberks running around with my group, so he will get people feeble-minded when he tries to mind hunt me. And what else? And then eventually I'm going to build up people that are immune to all of the assassins. Even if they have an acorn and a water thing. And I'm going to have to give my own dudes bottles of water. Plus, my guys are better mages in a long... Like, if I give this guy a bunch of earth gems, he's going to be better in a long assassination, because he'll crank out earth elementals and other things. But I have to make him mostly immune to all the other stuff. So, for example, he's going to need a little bit of MR gear so he doesn't get targeted by Enslaved Mind or Mind Hunt. Or Soul Slay when we're in a big team fight. He's going to need a water bottle for the assassination fights. He'll need some kind of armor. I'm not totally sure what kind I'm going to get him. Ideally, a lantern shield. I'm not sure if I'm going to forge that. I don't really have the paths to do it easily, except on my pretender, whose turns are super valuable. I've got the lifelong protection I can use, but basically I'm going to have an army of only people who are super kitted out to kill assassins, and then I'm going to have to fight on land. And if that works, then I could potentially also go underwater and snake a couple provinces from him. Ideally, even taking his cap. That's like super long off, though. But that is my medium run plan. We have a plan. The problem is our plan is really expensive. It requires a lot of things that I cannot just produce on my god. Like, I need water bottles. I need shade mail hauberks for my astral mages. I need probably the temp gem items so that every time my mage gets pinged with an assassin, he doesn't burn all his gems so he can't cast spells in combat. Yeah, it's going to be tricky. But that's my medium run plan for dealing with this. Now I don't know. Ryliehn's not cancerous in the sense they can just run over people. They're like, it's a slow, lingering infection that you can't get rid of. It's kind of like herpes. So I'm sending some messages out. I'd probably actually say that. Okay, yeah. Our planet... So this is a message... I'm going to send the same one to Abyssia and to Jotunheim and to Bandarlog. Our planet has become infected by a disease, not as cancerous as scleria or airmore, but nonetheless irritating. While herpes can be unsettling and tolerated, when the immune system is weak and it's allowed to take over, it can become debilitating. Right now, our world is overrun with the herpes of dominions, Rlyehn. It's very difficult to cure completely, but you must control it or it will spread. Lurking in the shadows, assassinating, flaying the minds of your commanders, any province forded with Rlyehn is quite difficult to take once properly infected. It's a short matter of time before Rlyehn claims all the thrones. We must wrest a few from her hands before the world is covered in boils. Act now, the stranger. So I send that message to all of these guys. To Rlyehn, I say, maybe you should rename your Doom. Maybe you should rename Doom after bouncing off 10 PD. I think that was right here. I think this guy was renamed to Doom. Doom the Vastness. Yeah. So that's basically it. Making more shade mails so I can stop some of the mind hunt. Patrolling fervently in all my forts. If he raids, I'm going to have to raid back, but if I raid back, then he's going to have an assassin there, and he'll kill my commander, and then my troops are going to be stranded. It's the shitty world we live in. The new Rlyehn world. The problem is, too, I'm fighting a little bit against the curve. I feel like everybody probably has better gym income than me. My gym income is not great. I mean, it's awesome for Earth, but this isn't really great. I guess it's okay. It's not good. Nature's really bad, too. And that sucks, because I have a site which would make my nature gym super valuable. Okay. I think that's it for this turn, and for the game. Or not for the game, but this episode. Thank you, guys. See you next time.